All right, folks, here today with Mercy Lugo-Struthers from Virginia. Mercy, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. So excited to finally have the chance to chat with you one-on-one.
Yes, yes, and as I was just saying off air, I love having these conversations with people from our group, especially Cheplak's elite inner circle group, and meeting one-on-one, talking about business. So it's really cool to have this opportunity for sure.
Yep. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Absolutely.
So you're out in Virginia. You have a brokerage, but which is called Casals Realtors, but you focus on your team, which is cool because I do something similar. Mercy Lugo-Struthers team. Is that right?
That's accurate.
How many agents do you have out there in the organization?
Right now we have 18 total agents.
Nice.
And then we have, actually 2 of them are also staff, but I have a staff of 4.
Staff of 4. So 18 agents, 4 administrative staff. What's that staff breakdown look like?
I have the ISA department. I call it department. There's like the 1-person department, but she's fantastic. I have the attraction department, which is the marketing. Mariam Aga in marketing. I have Jenny doing ISA work. I have Maria as the sales manager, managing the day-to-day with the team. And I do have an office manager that handles finances and all the numbers. Oh, I know. And actually, I have a part-time person that also helps me with recruiting.
Great. So you have the core staff there. Sounds like it. Does the office manager cut the checks to the agents?
Yes.
Great.
P&L, cut the checks, make sure that everything is like ready, organized.
I love it. I love talking to other independents because so much focus is always made on this front end and leads and all this, but the back end is also really fun, I think, at least, right? Like I love owning a shop.
I totally agree. I don't think that I will change that. And actually kind of funny because like when I started about 15 years ago, I was part of a franchise.
Oh, really?
And things did not work out. And after a year and a half, I say, you know what, I can do this myself. And since then, I have not looked back. I take great pride in, doing it by myself. I shouldn't say by myself because I'm as good as the people that make it happen, the team that I have. But it's working extremely well. And I think that, when I look at other companies, because it's always important to see what's out there, I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to offer the agents the same technology, the same tools that they could obtain, get anywhere else, and we're still small.
Well, not the same. I would say that just knowing some of the systems that you have, that you're better than probably the biggest franchises in your market. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that that's just going to lead to your growth, especially as just lean into those systems and open those doors and get those bodies in there anyways. Good. So how many homes are you guys on track to sell this year?
This year we're on track to sell 225.
Awesome.
Which is a huge accomplishment given that last year we were a much smaller team. By the way, last year we were a team of 4 total. Yeah, forgot to mention that. Yeah, we were a team of 4 total. And 5 if you include the part-time. And so this year we're set to make 225. We are getting close to the 100 mark, so I'm very excited about that.
Good.
And it's a little bit more than double what we did last year, with like 4.5 people.
225 people, 18 agents.
225 transactions.
Yeah, 225 transactions, 18 agents. You guys are rocking. I like it. You guys have a good price point out there too, right?
Yes, actually, the price point in my area is about 415. Last year, again, it was 385. Right now, like, it keeps increasing little by little. But I will say that because of the area that we cover, um, it's very affordable. There's a lot of people, like I was mentioning to you before. I have a lot of military, a lot of government people that go in
Sure.
and out of the area. So it's a very attractive price point that we have right now going on.
Are you in production?
Um, yes, I am. But
Good for you.
I'll, I'll tell you this. I learned I've been studying my numbers, and I know that my goal is, right now I'm about 12% production. My goal is to be about 10% production.
Interesting.
And I'm sort of like exit the buyer side business, so that production that I'm doing right now is exclusively on listings. And it happened a lot quicker than what I thought, because I thought that I was going to be on that side for a little bit longer, but I guess that market, COVID, all the different changes kind of like shook businesses, real estate in positive ways, at least in my area. And that was one of the good things. But I'm definitely on the road to eventually replace myself, because I think that my true passion is just growing businesses and helping the agents.
Interesting.
But for now, I'm carrying about 10%.
So I think there is nothing wrong with being in production as much as you want to be.
Hmm.
It seems like too often it's like a status symbol to be able to say that you're out of production. I know personally, it was 100% about status, right? So I got back in production after being out for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about you.
Yes, and I love it
That's
because
good.
I now when I meet with my agents, I'm so much sharper. Like I've been in the trenches yesterday, right? So I like it. So I think agents should do whatever feels right, because lots of people feel happy too doing the transactional side.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's
Anyways,
absolutely true. I mean, like I said, I take a lot of pride and joy in like customers' excellence, and I believe that in order to sell hamburgers, you need to really know how to flip them, and that I mean, and markets continue to change, so
yes.
staying on top, I think that it's important. I think that on my side, honestly, I don't think that I will be completely off, because you have your clients want you. I've been in the market for, close to 13, 14 years. So you have all those past clients that only want to work with, Mercy, and, you know, uh, it's sort of, it's special. But at this point, I think that if I have to choose, I'm definitely into the really growing the agents, because I
Good.
do have a small team, and it's just enjoy the training and the business planning and all the strategy behind. Um, but hey, I will do whatever it takes to make it work. How about that?
Yes. Good.
I'm
Good.
open.
Good. So we were talking too. We were talking a little bit. I know this is a popular topic about Zillow Flex
Mhm.
out there. How long have you guys been on the Flex program in Virginia?
I started with Flex last year in October, so
Great.
we have been on the program for about almost 8 months,
Cool.
and it took a little bit to ramp up. I was expecting like 3 months and really, be a lot faster, but it took 5 months. But things are, working out.
Good.
I'm glad to have that opportunity.
It's a terrific opportunity. Yeah. So what? So how did your existing agents who got on Flex program? How did they like it? It must have been a big change, right?
It was a huge change, and I think that sort of like shows the growth that I have had, because I just mentioned that last year we were 4.5
Yeah.
agents. So as I was getting ready to bring Flex, that was one of the things that we did, hire agents. So it was a lot easier because the expectations were set correctly as I was hiring a lot of new agents. Um,
Sure.
with the agents that I already had, I mean, we had a one-on-one conversation because it's totally completely, different model for them. And out of all the agents that I previously have that were only like, 4.5, only one opted to do not participate in the program. Everybody else is on the program, plus the new agents as well.
Got it. Um, yeah, Flex is such a great opportunity, especially if you can do it right. What kind of training do you, because you said you brought on so many new agents, and I know that you really want to hit the metrics right when you have a Flex lead, right? Like that's a big deal, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So what kind of training? I love it. Whenever I say that, everybody has the same laugh. Yep.
Yeah, the giggle. Because we know what we're talking about here. It's like, oops, yeah,
um,
those
so like,
KPIs.
yes, those KPIs. So what did you like build out any new training to kind of address that?
Uh, Absolutely. And I think that as part of the Flex program, um, you do have, at least when I was going into Flex, it was a process. They were really trying to understand my operation side of the business. And as I was doing that, I was growing my, what I call like the manual or the blueprint. And I did have like a training before, but it was pretty loose, right? Because we were learning from each other as we will go, but this time required a lot more emphasis. And I did learn a lot, and I already changed my training. So I can tell you what I did and what I'm doing now, if you want me to.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that when I started with the Flex program, we implemented a 45-day program because I wanted to make sure, number one, that agents earn their way to the leads. I am a firm believer that, I will teach you how to fish. I will help you. I will make sure that you have more than enough leads, but you need to show me that you are ready to hustle and that you're ready to do what it takes, and that you're ready to also bring and contribute with like your own SOIs. So I built a, a training program that it was based on 3 modules, about 45 days. The first one, it was about culture, vision, mission, all the wonderful things that culture has. And then the second one was more about, how to become an excellent, buyer agent, from like, learning the scripts and learning not to use them because I'm not a strong proponent of scripts. Um, and bottom line, it was about for, the systems, learning to utilize all of our systems, learning to do, buying consultations, how to handle the calls, how to do the first 24 hours, the first 7 days, all of that was incorporated into that. But what I've learned was that it was too long. My training was too long for some people, and some people were ready to run a lot faster. So we changed it now, and we now have a training that is based on just 1 week of onboarding and 30, 60, 90-day training, where there's like 3 different tiers, but whenever they're ready, they can begin receiving leads. However, one thing that I have not changed is the fact that I still want them to contribute before they earn any leads in the team.
So how do they do that?
We start working with their sphere of influence. And as part of the training, we teach them we have this letter that they send out announcing to everybody that they know, that they have now started a business in real estate. And I encourage them after sending that letter to find something of value. Like 10, 15 days later, go back to their SOI with something of value. Because I don't want them to start asking for leads right away. Because that's not, if I do that, I won't be teaching them the right way. But I want to show them consistency. And whether it is that they send them, hey, this is what's going on in your community, and they send a report, or they share some sort of good article, or if we have a client event, they invite them, whatever it is. And then I make sure that they have some sort of like deposits with their SOI. And then we start the process of, hey, do you know if anybody that is interested in buying or selling?
Wow.
And so, I was very surprised. I wasn't sure whether or not that was going to work at the beginning, because I do have people, again, military agents that didn't have um, a lot of people that they know in the area. But
Sure.
surprising enough, they have people that know people, and boom, everybody has been, for the most part, being able to contribute. But I think that that's very, very important, because um, particularly I'm working with new agents, regardless of the age. They never done this before, so I have pretty much a blank canvas to really shape their mindset of collaboration, contribution. So when they receive those leads that they're going to be receiving, they truly value them, because they know how hard they are to get.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I do that different, but I like what you do so much because you are
Really?
teaching them first.
Yes.
But the agents don't want to be taught, I think, in the beginning. They want the leads.
Oh, well, absolutely. They do want the leads. And but I think that once again, it goes with the expectations, right? And I think that what, as I was mentioning, like the things that I fix, this whole 45 days, and I make it a little bit more relaxed in the in the process, but I make sure that there's some sort of like contribution happening. How do you do it? I'm curious. Let's see. I would love to learn
So,
from you.
like, yeah, what you do is great, right? But I mean, but for me, this is just different. Is I kind of know what I'm looking for in the agents, so we need to indoctrinate them and help them develop that as fast as possible.
Hmm.
Like I want the agent trained on how to take a lead, set an appointment, pick up a pick up an appointment from an ISA, show a house. Like
Yes.
I want that ASAP.
Hmm.
So we start them just, hey, like the first couple of weeks, make calls till you get some appointments. We have a metric for how many calls they make those calls. Then we look at them. Then we make sure they can pass our role play test for
Yes.
ALM, right?
Uh-huh.
And teach them how the ISAs work, and then off to the races, and just monitor them like every 5 opportunities,
That's good.
right?
Yeah,
Because
I think that
like
the only similar, and the other thing that is similar is that um, I also give them older leads
do you okay, good, yeah,
from the beginning. I don't keep them dry. So it's like they build their SOI, but they also get from day one. From day one, they get 50, and then the next week they get another 50 older leads that they can work.
yeah,
So I
good,
don't keep them totally, on the dark. I try to bring them on, on the floor as quickly as I can, just to make
yes.
sure.
What other systems are you using right now that you love?
I think that, like we were sharing before, we have a lot of like similar systems. I don't know if you use, Follow Up Boss.
I
Um,
have every piece of real estate technology that exists.
Follow Up Boss, Sierra Interactive,
Yep.
Lopo, retargeting, um,
We use something
Google.
else. Yes, Google. We use something else for the retargeting, but yeah, you have all the same stuff, right? Everybody has all the same stuff. You're being told something. I'm being told something. We just keep on buying the shiny objects. It's the same
Yes.
crap,
But
right?
I'll tell you that I think that one of the things, and it's not necessarily, well, you can call it a system, but this whole thing of community and really teaching the agents. Um, we have a motto. Our motto for the longest has been passion to serve. And
Love it.
I think that I can put all different systems in front of them, but if they don't get that one right, if they don't get what it means, and how do they really need to treat customers and treat people, and they're in it for the right reason, they're not in it for themselves or just for the commission and make money. I will tell you that if that was a system, I will tell you that that will be my favorite one, because if that is in order, everything else, follow buzz, Sierra, pay per click, Google, everything else is going to fall into place.
Yeah, that's the way. See, I like your style. I like it. It's different, and I like it. Good. Good.
Good.
That's what I like about doing these conversations. I learn so much. It's totally half for like a selfish thing, just so I can learn from the smartest people out there doing it coast to coast. So what's the plan for growth going into this year and the future? I mean, you started out with 4 agents, 4.5, and now you have 18. And I know you coach with John and talk about the recruiting piece. So where's that going?
That's an excellent question. And don't ask John. Yes, because as we are supposed to be doing all these different things, all these different videos, but this is my take. Growing and recruiting, it is an integral part of what I do. And I know, as if you want to grow with Flex or any other system, right, you need to recruit. That's the key, because as much as we would like to retain all of our agents, it's just a reality. You're going to lose some. It's just
Yep.
it's just what it happens, right?
Attrition,
So
yeah.
yes, for me, recruiting, it's extremely important right now. But I'll tell you this, I think that all company, or at least in my experience, right, and actually somebody else taught me this, but business go like this, and then something happens, and then you plateau, and you are going like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm taking 3 step back or 10 step backs,
Yes.
and then again you go back. But I have been going up. Right now, I think, and I'm being totally transparent, I'm more of on this stage where I'm analyzing and evaluating everything, because growth happens so quickly that in some areas I didn't even have chance to think twice, right? So
Sure.
it's a great opportunity to revisit. So as I revisit um, recruiting, I pretty much, like I said, put like just 30 days of like analyzing. I took all my team, we went out for like a 2 days of like brainstorming, and what are we going to do different, and what have we done right and wrong. And it was extremely helpful. And recruiting, like I said, there's no other way that to go than up. I do some traditional recruiting besides what uh, Cheplak teaches. That has helped tremendously. Number one, my office location, I have signs outside. I mean, this is like as traditional comes, right? Just your advertising outside the door. But
Do you? I love that. I love that.
I'm in an area with high traffic.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I get people taking pictures or stopping by, and then calling. We do teach classes, real estate classes. And for me, that's a fantastic way to recruit as well, because
Look,
as I'm teaching, I'm like observing and say, okay, yeah, based on the questions, how are they on time to class? Did they do their homework? Do they contribute? I have had a lot of success with the classes as well. And lately, I have had a lot of success with these agents bringing the last 2 people that are coming are agent referrals, which
good.
is fantastic. Now that I have also a fantastic marketing person that is also helping me, we are starting something similar to what you're doing right now, but for agents. I work in an area where there's actually not a lot of what you and I are doing happening in some of the counties that I work from an education perspective.
Sure.
So that's the next stage. We're moving forward to like the videos, making sure that we have a very strong recruiting campaign, and we have that monthly brainstorm where we invite everybody. And I am committed to teaching the world how we run our business, and hopefully that will be, continue to grow in the future and attract more agents because it
I
takes a
just,
special agent though. I'm very picky.
are you? Hey,
Yes.
people, I mean, yes. See, I have learned over the years that after making so many mistakes with recruiting, is
Yeah.
I'm not picky initially, but you only get two shots,
Good.
right? So one, two, then it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Um, but I love it. Like something you said, I just took some notes. Is um, just teaching courses out there and just trying to educate everybody, and
Hmm.
that's really meeting people like where they need to be met at as far as
Correct.
the education. Like how many people out in your markets are doing anything with leads like you? Is it a common thing or is it an uncommon thing?
Uncommon.
Yeah, so you have an interesting
Fairfax,
niche there.
like the northern Fairfax, yes, it's more common. But where the areas that I cover, it's not as common at all.
Yeah,
I would say
so
it's
you are poised to have tremendous market
yes,
share.
correct,
I
correct.
love it. I love those markets like
Yeah,
that.
well, it's a good white canvas to do a lot of great things.
So
Um,
great.
to bring more people and absolutely people ask me, oh, how many agents do you want to have? And I do have a plan, like everybody
Good.
else, right? But I never intended to be such a huge team. I know teams in the United States that are, you know, 50, 30, 75, and they are producing because they hire the right people, they have the right system, their staff works as a well-oiled machine. Um, so at this point, what I can say is that I definitely have room for like at least doubling. But by
Good.
the end of the year, it's not going to happen yet by the end of the year, but it's going to be close. We're getting closer.
Good. Um, well, yeah, that like right. We have a team of 50 some odd and 20 some odd staff, and I think you say these teams run like well-oiled machines.
Hmm.
I don't think that that's ever really true because the biggest companies and governments in the world, they just make it seem like they're running well, but then you lift up the hood and there's things held together by duct tape. So so like for me, and I agree. I mean, I've been a realtor for 7 years. This is my seventh year. And I remember somebody saying, you should start a team. I said, why the heck would I want to do that? I never want to be a leader. I never want a team. So the growth happens, I think, to the right people, like just organically. And then you just attract the growth. Like
Exactly.
obviously in your market, you're just attracting growth. So I think that you're doing everything super cool. And I'm so excited for you. With the final question, what tips do you have for the average listener, for a hustling agent, which is somebody in the real estate space who's just looking for kind of what we're talking about for more growth or more opportunities? What advice do you have, Mercy?
I will say have a plan, but have the patience to break it into pieces because you get farther by focusing on one or two things at a time. If you try to grow too fast or add too much or focus on 300 things at the same time, something's going to burn. Been there, done that. And the day that I took a step back and said, okay, we're going to focus on this and we're going to do it well to go to the next thing. It's just like magic. It's like all of a sudden everything started working a lot better. So for me, that would be like one of the biggest advice. And of course, never give up. Take risk. I'm a risk taker. I love new opportunities when they come. Embrace it, test things, and have fun with what you do.
Yeah, that is the best answer. Have fun with what you do. That and
Absolutely.
part. Exactly. Love that. Mercy, if any of our viewers or listeners want to get a hold of you and send you some deals out there in Virginia, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. My email And do my email is Mercy. It's like Lord have mercy. MERCY at casalsrealtors.com. Casals, CASALS, Casals Realtors. Or I'm putting my phone number out there. My cell phone number, can text me anytime, 703-861-6510. Or you
Mercy.
can search online for us as well.
Yes, she's out there, you guys. Send her some deals. Mercy, thank you so much. That was so much fun. I'll see you at an event really soon, I hope.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Had lots of fun.